Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. I'm Jeff DiVeronica with my co-host Steve Bradley. Steve, we have a lot of Webster folks on. Webster all sports because Webster's usually pretty darn good. It has nothing to do where I get my mail, right? Not at all. It's where I live, but Webster athletics have a really good uptick. And obviously we've talked a couple times in recent years with Webster Schrader. They've won a couple straight Section 5 titles, and last year climbed the mountaintop to winning a state championship. But not this time. We've got Webster Thomas here, and we have Coach Emily Castro in her 10th season with the varsity, in the program more than 20 years, so she obviously knows Webster softball inside and out. We also have pitcher Maddie Hicks, and then sisters Emma and Anna Bello, not related to the county executive. We're going to just set the record straight right now. But anyway, welcome to our guests. Steve, they had a big win this week, didn't they? Or, well, it would be last week when you watched this, but yeah.
Well, they had several, Jeff, but I think what you're referring to is Friday, the showdown with Schrader, a rematch of the sectional final, and a big 9-3 win for the Titans. Maddie, you pitched that game on Friday. How we know that they have the slogan "One Webster" and that you all probably cross over and have friends on both teams, but when you're between the lines, you know, it's everything, everybody for themselves, everybody for their team. What was the atmosphere like on Friday, and how did you guys do it?
It was a lot of fun. Because we know Schrader, I mean, you grow up with these kids through travel ball and through school, and there is that rivalry, but it's just fun. No matter win, lose, or draw, it's always fun. You know, our team had a lot of fun. We came together. Defense was phenomenal with Emma's grabs in the outfield and her home run and Anna's RBIs and Maddie T playing third base. It was just awesome to see everybody come together and make it happen.
Well, and that was a pretty awesome recap too. I don't know
yes,
what
do
we get about the game, Jeff.
Coach, let me ask you about I mean, I think this was at Schrader. And it was it 4-2 going to the 7th, 5-2. Was it pretty tight going to the 7th, and then it just or
I
was the scoreboard wrong? I thought when I saw Emma's home run, it was 4-2.
Yes.
Right?
I believe so, yes. Yep.
Okay.
And Anna's bases were loaded. Anna was up and she had a bases clearing triple. So that's what changed it. We went up 9-3. Yeah, that was the what broke it open right there.
Nice cushion for the bottom of the 7th for sure.
Yeah,
at Schrader,
for sure.
Right? Well, let's start with Emma. She was just amazing. You should have been on Sports Center. We still could try to figure that out for you, but the diving catch at the warning track, and then a full extension dive forward, and it happened to be on varsity media, which was really cool for everybody too. And then the solo home run. Have you played a better game in your life, young Miss Bello?
Honestly, that was probably one of my the best game I've played. Just like everything all together, all in one. That was my first varsity home run. And I have made past diving catches, and I think those two in one game really just everything just like came together, and that was my game. So that was awesome.
Jeff, Anna is a senior catcher. She hit 474 last year. This year she's off hitting 467. So Anna, and you had the bases clearing triple, right? So
yeah, it was a double, but still bases cleared.
But what's your philosophy as a hitter? What's your approach when you go up to the plate?
Honestly, the mental aspect of the game is very large, especially in softball. It's you fail more than you succeed. And so honestly, like going up to the plate, I try to clear my mind, honestly, because especially with Schrader, like I know each and every one of those girls, and especially defending state champions, it's just like it's personally I'm nervous. But it's nothing that I can't handle, and so I'll go up to the plate and I tell myself just I'm looking for this pitch. I'm looking for this pitch, but it's not. I don't wait for it. I'll jump on something that's there though.
Are you guys? I mean, I was a former baseball player. Do you guess? Are you looking for? Are you like, okay, she's going to bring fastball here. I'm guessing fastball. I will adjust if it's not a fastball, or do you just react to what you see, or are you thinking a pitch before you see the pitch?
Honestly, there's patterns and certain coaches especially.
Yeah, don't give anything up here. Don't give it up here. You have the system.
No, there are patterns, and if you see that there's like, even in other games too, like there'll be girls that, like, I think we saw yesterday, we had a girl that would just constantly throw change ups, and it was just change up, and that's when you can adjust and you can say, hey, I'm waiting for the change up, and that's the ball that I'm gonna hit. Like, it's, you just kind of have to recognize what's coming at you.
And I think, honestly, as a pitcher, you kind of have that pitcher instinct of like, okay, if I was in this situation, what would I throw? Yeah. And you just know kind of what they're going to throw at you in that count, in that situation.
Maddie's setting us up all day here, right? So Maddie, you are a pitcher.
I love the fact that she just jumped in, because I'm Italian and you jump in. You don't have to be waiting in my family to be spoken to speak. Okay. So Coach Castro, you got to jump in. It sounds like the IQ of this team, Coach Castro, is very high just by talking to three of them. Is that true throughout the whole squad?
It is. It's true with everybody through the whole squad. The IQ, it's not just about the game either. It's the emotional IQ as well. They're not here just as individuals. They see themselves as part of the bigger picture, and that's what makes us really work. We have the physical talent, but we also are here for each other, and that is the game changer. That's the key. That's that intangible piece that you need to be successful. So it's a ton of fun to coach them. I felt the same way last year. I feel that way again this year. We're having a lot of fun playing and just being with each other. It's a ton of fun.
Are you still down in A, or has anybody gone back up to AA, or are you both still in A? Schrader.
Brighton and Schrader are up in AA, and we are at A.
Good. They belong in AA. Schrader, I mean, I know that's a respect thing for Coach Kyle and Schrader and the size of their program and their school.
Absolutely.
Obviously. So, yep. So Steve, let's take a quick break. We have a lot more to talk about. We got to get Maddie back on board here. I know she's chomping to jump back in. Let's take a break. We'll talk in Webster Thomas Softball right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.
The best three things here at McQuaid are definitely the sports, the brotherhood, and the service to community. I think that's a really big, important thing that McQuaid stresses, which is part of creating a better and great man. You definitely feel a connection with your fellow students here. It's being all guy school. You're able to relate to each other on a personal level, and everyone's very welcoming here with open arms and willing to be your friend.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
You don't choose to get hurt at work, but you can choose the workers' comp attorneys at Connors and Ferris to fight for your money and medical benefits you deserve.
With over 20 years of industry experience, we will give your case our undivided attention so that you and your family can focus on your recovery.
So call Connors and Ferris, the workers' comp attorneys dedicated to fighting for injured workers' rights.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
Are you looking for a place to create your greater story? Roberts Wesleyan University was voted the best undergraduate program by the Rochester Business Journal Reader Rankings in 2022. We're honored and humbled for being recognized as a top winner. Within every student is a transformation story in the making. At Roberts, you'll find an academically inspiring environment led by supportive, high-quality professors. You'll build upon your education and have opportunities to pursue your interests, explore career opportunities, and shape your future forward at Roberts, a liberal arts university anchored in Christ located in Rochester, New York. Apply now for fall 2023 at roberts.edu/apply. We'll get back to you within 24 hours once you submit your application. Bring your greater story to light at Roberts Wesleyan University.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Why do you exercise? To look better? To feel better? To drop a few pounds? To train for an event? To defy age? Or to keep your ability to say yes to the things you love to do? Whatever motivates you, G&G Fitness Equipment is here to get you there. Treadmills, ellipticals, rowers, bikes, home gyms, and accessories. We'll pair you with the right equipment, teach you how to use it, and be there every step of your fitness journey. G&G Fitness. Your goal is our goal.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica, and Steve Bradley, promising you that what we talked about off the air during the commercial is almost as interesting about what we talked about here on the show. But Steve, you're up next with our next question. What do you got?
I want to set up the battery here, Maddie and Anna. Maddie, how long have you been a pitcher? How did you become a pitcher, and what pitches do you throw?
I've been pitching since I was 9 years old. I started pitching because my cousin, she's a sports trainer at Texas A&M University, and she for the softball team, and I just knew then and there, like, I wanted to become a pitcher. I currently throw a fastball, screwball, curveball, drop ball, and an off-speed curveball.
That's it? I'm kidding. It's a joke. What's the toughest to throw? What's the most difficult one to throw, or is there one that's any more difficult than the other?
I think it personally depends on the day, because for me personally, any pitch can work at any day. But probably my toughest pitch to throw is my curveball, just because of the way that I throw. Sometimes my body just doesn't allow me to throw my curveball, and it's like, okay, today's going to be the day where I don't throw my curveball.
So Anna, what's it like to catch somebody who has such an array of pitches?
Honestly, getting to a higher level, everybody's got their screwball, their curveball, their drop ball, and and rise ball. Maddie's rise ball. She's got a screw rise, and it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice pitch. But Coach Castro has put confidence in Maddie and I, and especially me behind the plate, where we've been able to communicate. Like, I've been able to call pitches for Maddie, and honestly, I love the confidence that Castro has in both Maddie and I to be able to take control of the game like that. And I am able to, like, get a larger grasp of everything. And I sit there and I know exactly what batter did what last at bat and the at bat before that. And so being able to, Maddie and I, we have such a stronger communication through that and a stronger connection. I love catching for Maddie.
Wow. How long have you guys played together?
Maddie's a year younger than me, and so we started in the same organization, but so I've on and off, like, subbed in, or something happened or something where I've caught for her for a numerous amount of times, and all through school ball, basically.
Coach, what's it like to have a battery that has this kind of connection? And certainly Anna, you just emanate confidence in what you can do and what your pitcher can do, and that's got to rub off on her too. So that's really, really cool. But Coach, what's it like to turn the game over to these two?
Oh, it's easy. I've always wanted to teach kids to think for themselves, and that's something that I've been able to do working with Anna and Maddie. I'm not a big micromanager as a coach. It's not really my philosophy. I really try to push kids to make their own decisions on the field, because that's going to help them become better players and grow as people, and it's going to build confidence. And, I'm not just a coach, I'm also a teacher. And I just really feel strongly that it's important that these kids learn the game for themselves and be able to make these decisions out on the field. And of course, I'm there every step of the way to talk about it at the end of the inning, or maybe if, we call timeout, but I really trust that Anna and Maddie and Emma at those key positions really know what to do. Anna is very good at calling pitches, and Maddie and Anna are really on the same page. It's really exciting to watch.
Emma, the best teams that I've seen always have strength up the middle. So we've talked to the pitcher, we've talked to the catcher. You're in center field. You can see almost everything in front of you. What's it like to play defense? And when you have such a strong pitcher, is it sometimes difficult to stay focused because maybe a lot of balls don't get put in play?
Well, yeah. So being center fielder, you really got to be in control of the outfield. So basically it's your ball until someone calls you off. Having Maddie as a pitcher, definitely you don't get as many balls just because she knows how to shut people out, and she can do that, and she knows she can do that. Playing these bigger, stronger teams, you are gonna see balls getting brought out into the outfield. Not saying that they are being crushed. They are either usually being popped up or being put in lucky spots if they're getting put on base. So it's really interesting to see how Maddie works around and throws these pitches to make sure that these balls aren't going to be put in play.
Which was the better catch against Schrader? The one coming in, or the one in the gap?
I don't know. I feel like the one in the gap. I feel running. It was not my glove side, so running to my right, and I catch with my left hand, obviously. Running that way and being able to grab that ball behind me and kind of have diagonal, that was really cool. And I didn't really see how much of a play that was until I rewatched it over and over again. Coming in on the ball is easy to me just because you know where it's going to end up. But when it's behind you, kind of to the side, you don't really know where it's going to be.
Maddie, real quick, is Maddie, is that seeing her make diving catches, is that routine, or is that something that surprised you at all with her? Is she always laying out? Is she always laying out like that?
She's always laying out. That girl is not afraid to go out for a ball. I will say that. She even ended a game on a diving grab that was out of nowhere. Like, you thought this ball was being dropped, and here comes Emma just out of nowhere getting this ball in the air.
So Emma, I got to ask you how you became an outfielder, because a lot of times people want to go for the more quote unquote glamour positions, but having somebody reliable and outstanding in the outfield saves runs and wins games. What's your story?
So I was really hesitant to be an outfielder, and I was always an infielder when I was growing up, and I was usually middle infielder. And one time, and I was a pitcher, but whatever. So I then one time I must twisted my wrist. I think this was like first year 12U. I twisted my wrist, and it was my glove hand, so I could still throw the ball, and I wanted to play the game. So my mom was my coach at the time, and she was like, you know what, we'll throw you in outfield. So I remember, I think I was either put in left field or right field. And I remember I like just caught the ball, and like, I don't know, the ball was like a magnet to my glove. So after that, I just kind of continued to work on playing the outfield, and that's just now my strongest position, and I feel really comfortable in the outfield.
I was waiting for the story to say, well, my sister and I were arguing one day at practice, and my mother said, get as far away from your sister as possible. Go to third field. That didn't happen though. So that's
no.
Let's recap it real quick. A Disney trip where you went 1-1, you lost 14-0 to somebody, then you lost 7-5. 18-8 over West Hill, 6-3 over Victor, beat up Spencerport 15-0, and then the big win over Schrader. And then this past Saturday, big win in Syracuse over Janesville DeWitt 4-3, and then a 12-3 loss to Liverpool. Some season leaders so far batting. Anna's hitting almost 500. Ella Maloney, newcomer on the team, just a sophomore, hitting 375. Emma's hitting 350. Olivia Constantino, 333. Maddie Hicks, you're over 300 at 304, and Ruby Marapice at 292. And then finally, a name true to my heart because I'm pretty sure I played baseball against her father. And hello, Tim, if you're out there. Julia Mayshag, 357. She hits like her father. Anyway, a nice, well-rounded group. Coach, it sounds like you got some good balance between some underclassmen and upperclassmen, which certainly bodes well for the future too, along with your pitcher coming back next year, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. It will be exciting. I haven't really allowed myself to think too deeply about next year. I'm just trying to stay right here with the team that we have now. And I don't want to think about how it will be without Anna and Emma, just because I've enjoyed coaching them so much. When they were freshmen and they were on varsity, the shutdown happened. So I didn't get the opportunity to coach them at all. It was about a week and then that was it. And then their sophomore year, I was out on maternity leave. So my assistant coach, Stephanie Zimmerman, took over and she ran the team for that shortened season year. And then I was back. So I've really only had them for 2 years, and even though they're 4-year varsity players, so I will really miss having them around just because they're good people and just a lot of fun to have on your team.
Coach, you mentioned that you don't micromanage and you want the players to learn. You have taken your team on the road to Florida and you've gone to Syracuse, and I would imagine that the whole goal is to be playing the best softball in May and hopefully early June. Where have you seen this team grow and your philosophy about going anywhere to play almost anybody to get better?
I think they've grown in confidence. That's the big thing. The physical talent is there. And we've just been working on the mental piece of the game and just really working hard on believing in themselves and one pitch at a time. If it doesn't go your way, then you go for the next pitch and the next pitch. And that's really where we're at. And that's really been my thing with them this season. And the best part about them is the team is that they've bought into it. They agree with me on that. And we continue to work hard on that. I really feel strongly that playing these teams like Liverpool and we played Mercy Academy out of Louisville, Kentucky. That's how we're going to get better and how we are going to just really compete at the high level and be ready for anything that comes at us. I appreciated the opportunity for us to be able to play Liverpool and be able to play Jamesville, DeWitt, and the teams in Florida. There was, some legitimate girls who will play at legitimate Division I teams from Mercy Academy out of Louisville, Kentucky. And that was exciting to be able to see that and compete against that. So just to have that exposure is really important, and just to see what else is out there. We're also going to be facing Lancaster. We're going to be facing Depew and Ichabod Crane as well. So we're really looking forward to those games.
We mentioned a lot of players so far. One more I want to mention, just so I could say I said the name properly. And plus, she plays third base, which is my former position. And it's so, and kidding aside, third base is really critical in softball. Junior third baseman, she hit 366 last year. Madeline Thermalis.
Yeah.
Thermalis.
Yeah. I would say Maddie is probably the best all around third baseman that has played for me. And she is just a gamer. She is really strong and she's exciting to watch. She comes up with grabs at third base, and she makes it look so easy. And she can come in on the bunt and fast, and it's really fun to watch her. I definitely have a tremendous amount of respect for her and her work ethic and how important it is to her to play well and do well and be there for her teammates.
Best thing about third base, Steve, is you don't have to think, just react.
Yeah. And that she has to react, and she does very quickly. So she's
Steve, let me jump in one more, because we've kept Maddie Hicks very quiet. It's stunning, really, that we've done this. All right, I'm going to go off the board here a little bit. Now, make sure, remember, we're recording this. People are going to watch it, Maddie. What's the craziest thing that happened on the trip to Florida that you can say here on our show?
I genuinely don't know. That's a great question. So much happened during Florida. I'd have to say the craziest thing was it was our second game and we were tied bottom of the seventh, 5-5, and I was up to bat and the pressure was just so crazy and everybody was just shouting my name, and then we had to go into extra innings. I don't want to say the ending of that, but we had to go into extra innings and there was just this call and it just got blown. But the crazy thing after that is like the game finished and we were like, what just happened? So
I was hoping for something like all the toilets backed up and the showers went cold or something like that.
I don't know.
Emma and Anna, anything? Nothing crazy happened.
I'm trying to think.
Wow, what a great trip, Coach.
Well, Anna wasn't there. Anna was in Japan.
Let's make it.
All right, Steve, go ahead. You get the next to last question.
I just, maybe for the Bello sisters, you guys are twins. What's it been like playing together your whole life, and how much fun is it? And there's probably, 6 weeks left. Are you going to move on together, or what happens after high school?
So growing up, we are like super competitive, with hitting, fielding, grades, even academics play a role in that. So playing together has really kept us strong and made us more aware of our abilities and what we can do, having constant pressure on one another to be better. So yeah, it's really fun. And next year I am not playing college softball, but Anna is going to play college softball at Ithaca. So yeah, it's really, it's exciting. Expect to watch her play. I think from the start of our college searches, we made it very clear we will not be attending the same college. I think there are some twins that are like inseparable, but Emma and I know our limits, and we will not make it 4 years at the same university or college. We won't. And so, and being a twin, there's always a direct comparison. I mean, you have someone who's like, you can look, oh, what's she doing? Oh, what's she doing? And everything that you do. So being able to grow up with Emma, I mean, she's pushed me to do things that I didn't even know I can achieve.
You play other sports?
No. We did growing up, but softball became our number one.
All right, ready? Rapid fire. Emma's gonna answer first, Anna second. Emma, favorite ice cream?
Chocolate.
Emma, Anna?
Strawberry.
Emma, favorite musical artist?
Oh, probably Mac Miller.
Anna?
Morgan Wallen.
Emma, favorite movie? You don't have one. Okay, Anna? No?
I don't know.
TV show? Favorite TV show? No, don't have one.
I like New Girl.
New Girl.
I don't watch TV. I watch.
Okay, it's been my theory all along when I used to ask kids all the time when I did Athletes of the Week. If you have to spend 5 seconds on your favorite, it's not your favorite. Like, Jeff, favorite food, pizza. It's done. But Maddie, favorite food?
Pasta.
Winner. See, that's number 2 for me. Steve, anything else for the very fun Webster Thomas Titans?
I think we've got it covered, Jeff. It's going to be fun watching them go the rest of the season and see this all come together. Wish them the best of luck.
Thank you.
Emma and Anna, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you so much for having us.
Maddie, fantastic. You can interrupt me anytime you want.
Thank you.
Coach Castro, good to see you face to face, and look forward to seeing you on a diamond in Webster very soon.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for taking the time to interview us.
Our pleasure. Our pleasure. For my co-host, Steve Bradley, and our producer, Joe Brott, thanks for watching us right here on YouTube. It's the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.